This video is all about how to improve your landscape photography by finding and shooting locations near where you live. And I will show you 5 reasons why shooting locally will make you a better landscape photographer. Hi, I'm Kim from Landscape to Art. I'm here to help you improve your landscape photography by focusing on your skills as a photographer and less on gear and the technical aspects. If this is your first time on this channel, please remember to subscribe. Click the subscribe button. Many landscape photographers struggle to find motivation to go out and shoot landscapes. And it's very easy to find excuses. But the only way you can improve photography is to go out there and shoot. And no matter how many books you read and tutorials you watch, your skills are not going to improve unless you practice the skills with the camera outside shooting landscapes. A common misconception among landscape photographers is that they have to travel far away to exotic locations to make good landscape photos. I get a lot of feedback from photographers telling me that they have nowhere to shoot near their home, so they cannot practice. And I think most of us, if you look around, have decent or even good locations to shoot not far from home. The problem is that any location near you, you're familiar with the place, and that's why it's kind of looks boring, because you know it inside out. Whereas if you go to a exotic place, you start snapping photos and without actually having time to compose and think about what you're doing. You probably heard the saying, the grass is greener on the other side, and that's not always true. So don't underestimate your local area. Staying home is the worst you can do with your photography. So let's get started. Point number 1, you can go out on short notice. And there is no planning involved, and there is little cost, if any, involved, because you just go by foot or maybe a short car ride to the location. And because it's no planning, you can just grab your camera bag whenever it's suitable for you and go out when the conditions are the way you like them to be. And since it's local, it's easier to find time to photograph, and you can go out more often. I have my local place I tend to go to, and if you look at these 2 photos here, they are taken with 1 day between them. So the first image here on the left, it was a cloudy day, but I saw the ice here, so I went out and tried to shoot, and it didn't come out too bad because I like the reflections in the ice here. But I was not happy with the image, so I went back the day after, and then there was a totally different situation. There was a nice sunset, and the sky had colors, and you can see here the sun is shining on the trees here and on the snow. And I also still got the reflections, but it's much a more colorful image, whereas the one to the left there looks like a monochrome black and white, but it's just because there was no colors on the sky this particular day. Point number 2 is repetition, and the more you practice, the better you get. Whatever skill you are trying to acquire, you have to repeat the process over and over again, and you get a little bit better each time. If you go to a foreign place, it's not likely that you will take the best shot the first time you go there, because you don't know the area, you don't know exactly the best vantage point for your camera. But when you go locally, you come back again and again, and you get to know the place. And because you can go back again and again, you can spend more time. You don't have to rush. You can take your time, look around, find different composition, vantage points. And also the good thing with shooting locally is if you miss the shot, if it by chance you go out and the lights suddenly disappear or it starts raining, no problem. You failed, but it's not a problem. You can just go back tomorrow, the next day, and try again. And you can't do that when you're traveling. You're so dependent on the conditions at the time you are at this spot. Point number 3 is you can shoot at different weather conditions. When you travel, you cannot decide the weather, because traveling, you have to plan ahead, and often a long time ahead. And there is no chance you can know the weather, how the weather is going to be at the time you are there at this place. But locally, you can to some extent control the weather, because you can simply go out when the weather conditions are exactly how you like them to be. And because you shoot locally, you can build up a portfolio of many different images under different conditions. You can go out when it's raining, when it's snowing, when it's fog outside, and of course when the sunsets and sunrises are at the best. So you can take advantage of this, because you can just go out when the conditions are the best. And also, when you practice different weather conditions, that you learn how to shoot in difficult weather conditions, you are also much better prepared, and you know how to handle or tackle different weather when you are actually going to a location that you have planned for a long time, a famous location, iconic location. Then you can be more assured that you will be able to get some decent shots from this place, whatever weather conditions are. Point number 4 is light and different light conditions. And when you're shooting locally, you can, similar to the weather, you can select the best light. You can go when the light is good. And as landscape photographers, you probably heard that the best times is around the golden hours, sunrise and sunset. And that's of course the times when most professional photographers tend to photograph. But you should also be able to deal with other light conditions. It's possible today to take good photos during midday light. And if the weather is cloudy and overcast, even raining, you should be able to deal with this light as well. Let's look at this location I'm using. I'm going back to. So if we look at, here are 2 images that are taken at different times. These are 2 different sunsets, and the first one here to the left has this pink and pink, reddish and orange colors that we are often looking for in sunsets. These are the ultimate colors when you are photographing sunsets. And I like this photo here also because of the reflection in the ice, the frozen ice here in the foreground. And of course it was a beautiful evening with nice colors. Whereas the image to the right here is taken at the same place, a totally different day, but that was another sunset, and we didn't get these nice colors, these pink red colors these days. It was more like just yellow golden colors. And I still like the reflections of the trees and the sun here in the ice, and also the frozen ice in the foreground makes this image works for me, and I'm quite happy with them. And I could take them just because I could go back at exact the time when I saw the conditions was about to come perfect. And point number 5 is different seasons. When you shoot locally, you can shoot at all seasons. If you want to shoot, or you prefer winter, you can shoot snow with the textures of the snow and shadows on a sunny day. And there is a lot of, you can do a lot of winter photography, ice crystals. And in the spring, when the nature starts to come back to life, colors are the green colors is my favorite colors during the spring. The yellowish green color when it starts the grass starts to get green. It's a beautiful time of the year and the flower starts to bloom. And summer, of course, when everything is back to normal, full flowers and the trees are green, and it's a lovely time. You can find a lot of opportunities. If you prefer autumn, with autumn colors, of course, that's a good time to go as well. And you don't have to plan ahead before you go shooting fall colors. And this images here is again from my favorite place. The one to the left here is shot in spring or early summer, and the puddle here with water and the reflections from the sky. Also an afternoon with a sunset, which I like. The cloud, there was a lot of clouds on the sky and they are reflected into the water. Whereas the image on the right here is similar. The clouds are a little different, more smooth clouds, but still the ice is here. This is taken during winter, so we have the ice, the frozen ice here with the smooth texture, and the sky are reflected, or the clouds are reflected on the water. So these are two different, but the location here is just a couple of 100 meters in between these two settings here. So that's the advantage of shooting locally. You can build a portfolio that no one else has from this local place. And I have a bonus tip for you. If you are a beginner or you are new to photography, it's more likely that you don't have a lot of followers on the internet or social media yet. So it's mostly your friends and family that are looking or watching your photos. And because you are shooting locally, you can show them local photos, and it's more likely that friends will attach more to photos that are taken locally because they know the area, they can relate to the area. And same with your family. So it's a good thing to have a lot of a portfolio of local images. And also, if you are planning to or dream about selling your photos, it's probably more easier to sell your first photos to some local businesses, like a cafeteria or a gallery or whatever, a shop, hairdresser or anything, because they also will relate more to the local areas, the area they're living themselves. So that's another bonus tip and advantage of shooting locally. I hope this inspired you to go out and shoot more landscapes in your local area. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them in the comment section below the video. And I promise I will come back to each or every comment and give you feedback. If you want to learn more about different light situations, I have linked to 2 other videos in the description below, so go check them out. And thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.